Well, hello, hello, hello. How are we doing this evening, YouTube? Can you believe that it's Thursday afternoon already? Seemed like we were just talking last Thursday and then Tuesday, and here we are back again on Thursday. Hey, I'm not going to keep you on long. This is PT for those who don't know, and the PT doesn't stand for Pretty Tony. It stands for Positive Tony. Okay, and I'm just so thankful and so blessed that I get to come on here and just share a few thoughts and a few words with you today. And I'm just so thankful for anyone who's able to join me. I know some will grab my live and some will come on later on. But whatever words that I share with you, I ask you first to pray about it. You know, I've never claimed to be the subject matter expert, but I claim to be a sincere guy who's going to share God's word with you. And it's through the motivational speaking that I do. Okay. So today's topic is going to be kind of sensitive, okay? But God placed this on my heart, and actually, yesterday when I was doing my Bible script reading in the morning time, I came across it, and then today, and I said, you know what? In this day and time, we need to express concern for one another. And so today, what we're going to briefly speak on is ways to cope with depression and suicide. Ways to cope with depression and suicide. Now, for some of you, this might not even be a topic of discussion, but you might know someone else who's dealing with these thoughts. Okay. And I'm just going to share a couple of things that PT feel is very important. You know, being in the military for over 20 years, I've dealt with my share of others that's thinking about suicide. My father committed suicide. He took a gun and shot himself in the head. I've had roommates hang themselves. I've seen many people depressed. During the Gulf War, one of my soldiers was in the fighting position and he couldn't focus and he was just so stressed out. And he was like, "Sergeant, I'm not going to make it. Every time I look through the sight of my weapon, all I see is my wife. I can't do this." First time in combat. So what Positive Tony does, okay, Positive Tony goes over there and grab his weapon from him, look through the sight of his weapon. And I said, "Oh, yeah, I see her. Oh, that's a nice dress she got on. Nice shoes, too." And the soldier just bust out laughing, you know. And after the combat, he told me, he said, "Sergeant, that day you did that helped me go through this war. I would never be able to that because, I wasn't a subject matter expert. That was the first time I've been in combat when people shooting at me, you know, able to calm his spirit and calm his soul to get him through it." And he said every time he looked through his weapon scopes and he thought about what I said, he laughed. So, God is awesome, boy. I tell you, boy, sometimes when I think that I don't know what to do or say, he comes and intercedes. Okay. So let's talk about this. Does Pete question? Yes, I'm normal. I'm human. But what are some ways that PT deal with his depression? Let's talk about it. First thing is prayer. Prayer is so important in your daily life. I can't express enough how much prayer can change your attitude. Even if you're not a person that pray every day, prayer can change things in a blink of an eye. But we have to be sincere. You don't need to go to school and learn how to pray. If God gives you a voice, if he gives you a heart, if he gives you a thought, you pray to God. He already say it and he's listening. Sometimes when we get depressed, we start feeling sorry for ourselves. And then that's when that suicidal thoughts come into our head. But let me tell you, and God is my witness. I'm not saying this lightly. Sometimes when we think about suicide, we're being selfish. Let me explain. Because you are feeling sorry for yourself. And if you think about taking your own life, you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting those that loves you, the people that you're going to leave behind. That should motivate you enough to not want to commit suicide. I know. We go through hard times. We go through broken times. We go through breakups in relationships. And the first thing we say is, I just can't take it. I just can't take it. God went to the cross for us so we can take it, so we can call on his name to get us through the trials and tribulations that we go through. I know that it's hard. I know you might not have enough money to feed your kids. I know you might not have enough money to pay your bills. I know that your kids are not participating and being the respectful kids that you raised them up to be. I know that your husband and wife is getting on your nerves. But you know what? God can heal all this. I'm in deep prayer myself for situations going on in my life right now. But I got to trust God. I can't give up. I can't give up. Sometimes when we think about suicide, what we are doing is trying to take an easy way out. This life is not meant to be easy. God sent his only son to die on the cross. Now, I think that's thoughts for suicide. I got to go on the cross and die for these sinful people? Oh, no, I'm out. But no, that's not what he did. He said, I'm here. He did it for us. So why are we going to take our own lives when Christ came to save us? I know. Times are tough. We got corona. We got racism. We got so many things going on in this world. Poverty, sickness, death. But at the end of the day, God is still on the throne. And sometimes we forget that. We start thinking in the natural and forget the supernatural. I'm telling you, sometimes we cannot take on the burdens of other people because we're dealing with the burdens of ourselves, but God is there to release it, and we can put the burdens on him because he's our deliverer. He's the person that can get us out of any situation. So when you're starting to feel depressed, here are some ways I'm going to try to talk you through it. One, go back to prayer. That prayer life is important. Two, call someone, text someone that you know is going to be positive. Don't text or call someone who's going through the storm too, because both of y'all in the storm together, that ain't a good combination. You need to contact someone who's going to lift you up. If you know somebody's going to lift you up, that's the person you need to contact. I know. And there's people, and I see you over there, and I love all of you coming on live. I know sometimes you're afraid. You don't want to tell people you're hurting. You don't want to tell people you're depressed because they're going to look at you like, I don't want to be around that person. But you know what? There's people that want you to contact with them when you're down. They want you to contact them. Me being one. If you feeling down, you feeling low, and you just need somebody to pump you up, call me, text me, Facebook me, because I'm going to tell you, prayer is the way to go. If you're going through a situation that you know is going to dealing with your kids, dealing with your spouse, and you just need to get it off your chest. Sometimes we just need to talk about it. We don't want to do anything about it. We just need to talk. And sometimes talking about it releases it. It gives you a chance to get it off your chest. And sometimes we need someone there just to listen. Sometimes we don't need nobody to solve our problem. That's the problem with men. We always trying to solve a woman's problem, and we just put our foot in our mouth. Oh, sometimes they just need us to listen. But women, don't think you're getting off the hook. Sometimes men don't know how to express themselves. And you're quick to try to change the way that they're feeling to make them feel good. But sometimes we don't know how to express ourselves. So you need patience when dealing with us. We men, we got some issues. But we have to learn to love one another and accept the person for who they are. We can't try to change nobody because that only makes the problem worse. So when you're feeling like nobody cares, I'll be better off by myself. God doesn't love me. God loves you. Who else gonna tell me? Who in your family is gonna go to the cross and die for you? I'll wait. Exactly. So don't tell me God don't care. Don't tell me God don't won't listen. He's not listening. And when you think about suicide, think about the people you're hurting. Suicide is not the case because there's a heaven and there's a hell. Okay? I can't tell you which one you're going to, but I know which one I don't want to go to. So if you're going to take your own life, what does God say about this? Read it in the Bible. Pastor Tony ain't gonna try to preach it to you right now, because I don't want to send you to hell. I want you to read it for yourself. Make sure that if you're feeling down in the dumps that you can't pay this, you don't be afraid to ask for help. Contact an organization. There's people that help. You might get 2 doors closed in your face. Boom, boom. But that third door might be the door that you need to contact that will help you along the way. If you got kids that just don't want to listen, just feel that they know it all, just ask them, hey, you paying that mortgage? You paying that water bill? You paying that gas bill? You paying that carpet? You paying that insurance? And if all their answers is no, 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 then see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. I love my kids with all my heart. And, I've been told I'm a big disciplinarian. Hey, I love them. I pray for them every day. But you ain't going to step up in here and treat your father who brought you in this world through Christ like I'm a piece of poo-poo. No, it don't work that way, dog. I'm 54 years old and I'm still scared of my mama. Yeah, sometimes, I might say some things to my mom, but at the end of the day, I know how far to go. And I won't push that line. But the kids today, they don't understand that. See, when we were raised, we had extension cords and coat hangers and, and the neighbor turn you up. Wop, 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 But nowadays, the world has taken that away, that disciplinary away from us, that we can't control our own kids. And then when the kids go out in the street and get in trouble, they say, hey, you need to go back home with your mammy. But you have taken everything away from us. And I'm not saying it needs to go back there, but there's some kids that they need some act right. They need some act right. But I'm telling you, don't let people get to you. Don't allow your kids to take you there. Don't allow your spouses to take you there. Don't allow your family to take you there. You have to be in control of you. Talk to God and say, Lord, I love my husband. Whew, I love him. But right now, I need a separation, so I think I'm going to the mall and spend some of his money. Flip it. Or, Lord, these kids are getting on my nerves. I love them, but right now, you better go stay with your poppy. And if your poppy don't want you, you better go stay with your girlfriend or boyfriend. But you got to get out of here, because one of us ain't going to make it out. Just kidding. But I'm telling you, don't allow them to steal your joy. They're your kids. You love them. You brought them in this world, but don't allow them to steal your joy. That's what kids do today. If they can't have my, then they don't want to hear it. But let's take them back to the 60s and 70s when the TV went off about 12 o'clock and we heard the Star Spangled Banner, and after that it was what would those kids do today? They'll lose their everlasting mind. Take that cell phone away from them. Take that Wi-Fi away from them. See what they do. They'll lose their mind, because that's the generation we're dealing with today. I took a fast off of social media from the 15th of January to the 1st of February. I can honestly say I have not missed being on social media. I thought it was going to be difficult. I was like, oh, Lord, I'm not going to be on Facebook, Instagram. Oh, my gosh. But it's been so easy because I know that's what PT needed. That's what Tony needed. That's what Anthony needed. He needed time to renew his mind, because when he looks at social media, he's grabbing all these emotions from everybody else and absorbing himself with it. But being on social media right now has given me time to reflect on other things like me. And, I miss, seeing some people post stories and stuff like that. But sometimes we have to just take a step back in life, because looking at other people's problems sometimes can depress you. You can look at social media and say, oh, sister so-and-so died. Brother so-and-so died. Such and such and died. And guess what? That's going to put you in a funk. And God bless those. I mean, I just lost a neighbor last night, not here, but back home. And honestly, if it wasn't for social media, my mom wouldn't have been able to tell me. And I pray for her family and I pray for her that, her soul is in heaven and she's, rejoicing now. But when you look at social media, it just drains you. It just drains the energy out of you. Sometimes you have to take a break. Some of us get so entangled into the social media that it's rubbing off on our everyday life. Everything we do, everything we touch, it's consuming our time. We'd rather pick up Facebook than the Bible. I'm just telling you. I see it each and every day. I have to train me. Don't open up that social media until you open up that Bible. That's what brings the joy. That's what brings the happen. And if you're not good at reading, the Bible reads for you. I know. You have to find things that's going to get you out of that depressed mode, those suicidal thoughts. You have to get in something and say, you know what? I'm not taking my life. God got me here for a reason and a purpose. And when God is ready for me to go home, then I have no reason but to say, Lord, I'm ready. Now, none of us know when that is, but God will take us home. We should not want to take ourselves home. I'm telling you, when you get into a depressed state, do something that makes you happy. It's called go to your happy place. Some of us got a happy place. Mine is Amazon Prime. Ooh, I wouldn't recommend that for anyone, by the way, but it makes me happy to know that, in 2 days, I'm going to have a shipment coming in. Hey, do something. If it's painting, if it's cooking, if it's talking to a girlfriend or a guy friend on the phone or texting them or watching a series on TV. You got this Netflix and you got the Amazon Prime and you got the Hulu and the Lulu and all this stuff. You can find a movie to make you happy. And when you're sad and depressed, don't look at a movie that's sad and depressed. Look at something that's happy. Sometimes people crack me up. I'm feeling bad, but I'm going to watch this movie right here. Oh, my God. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Look at something that's going to make you happy. I mean, I'm bringing comedy, but I'm serious about this. Don't do something that's going to make you feel worse than what you really feel right now. If you are in love, but you're not being loved, don't look at a romantic movie because it's going to depress you more. If you're battling homelessness because you're about to be kicked out, don't look at a movie where people are getting evicted from their homes. If you are wanting to lose weight and you look at a show where somebody keep gaining weight, well, that could be a reverse because you'd be like, no, I don't want to get like that. But what I'm saying is make sure you look at something that's going to lift you up. Lifting you higher. Okay? Make sure that you do that. You don't want to go down in life. You want to move forward in life. God has a purpose on each of our lives. Don't end it because you're being selfish about yourself. Think about those around you. Think about the purpose that God put you here for. Have you accomplished that purpose yet? If he still has you here, you probably still got more work to do. I'm just telling you, PT coming to you live and in color. And I tell you, I love you. I love you. I love you. When I started this broadcast and back in October the 1st, I said, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. So I need you. But my goal was to motivate people, to tell people. Some people think the things that I say, they want to say them, but they don't say them. But PT like, what the heck? I'm going to say them. I don't know who's going to see this YouTube. Some people are like, lock that dude up. He crazy. Some people are like, I needed to hear that. But at the end of the day, it's all about God. It's not about me. I want you to know that I love you. I genuinely love you. I don't want you depressed. I don't want you to think about suicide. I want you to help someone. Keep your eyes open for those around you that's depressed. Look out for the signs of those who's thinking about suicide. The suicide rate is so high right now. And this corona ain't making it any better. being, stuck in a house and not being able to travel and do the things you're used to. But God is going to get us through this. Hold on. Don't give up. Don't give up. All right. Well, hey, woo. I hope that you enjoyed this because I enjoy giving it to you. I'm telling you, God is just an awesome God. And I just want you to know that I love you. You have my if you're on my Facebook, you have my messenger. If you're on my cell, you got my cell number. If you're on my TikTok, you got my DM. There's ways to reach out to Positive Tony. Eh, I'm telling you, someone cares about you. Even if you think no one cares about you, there's one person I know. His name is the Father in heaven. He cares more about you than anybody else. But PT is here as well. All right. So, hey, have a great weekend. Stay safe. Remain positive. Don't be part of the problem. Be part of the solution. And we're going to get through this. I love you. Have a good day. PT out.